Welcome to a little corner of consciousness, where we embark on this journey of consciousness expansion together, one coherent step at a time. On a little corner of consciousness, we explore coherence, expansion, and frequency as we move deeper into our wholeness together. I'm your host, Stephanie Ablett. Welcome to the show. Welcome to a little corner of consciousness. I'm your host, Stephanie Ablett. Thank you for joining me again in this tiny little corner of consciousness where we're going to explore emptying ourselves. What if it was all about emptying ourselves? Not in a sense that you're giving it all away, but instead letting it all go. Letting go of the stories, the identity, the programming, the patterns, the opinions, the beliefs, anything that you've held with certainty up until this point. What if, in order to align with everything you've ever dreamed of experiencing, it would require it would require you to face every opposite, to see that you are actually none of it and all of it simultaneously. That was the prompt I wrote for myself for this podcast today. And emptying ourselves is such a beautiful experience and is something that is so profound for our own growth, for our own evolution, for our consciousness expansion in particular. Something that has been innate to me on this whole journey in my life is that I try to go my own way simply in curiosity. So, as I have journeyed in meditation for the last 10 years, I have always just tried to see what it would be like to try something. And it has really benefited me to be able to experience some of the most profound experiences that, you start this journey to expand your consciousness and you actually expand your consciousness. You actually change as a person. You actually experience things that change your brain, that change your thoughts, that change your physicality, that change your entire perception of what life is. And that is just mind boggling to me and so exciting that we we are actually unlimited. We grow up perceiving ourselves as this finite human, this finite personality, this finite identity. We cling to these perceptions of who we are. But one of the most healing, one of the most beautiful, one of the most profound journeys we can ever go on is to let go of that shit, to let go of all of it, to let go of every single limiting concept you've had of yourself. Well, I am this way because of this. Well, I am this person, so I can't do this. Well, I am just this way because of this and this and this. No, you're not. You're not any of it. You're not even this human. You're actually not even a physical body. Everything that we cling to is just an illusion. And I don't say that to, you know, spiral into this whole unwoven, free falling, you know, concept of reality, but that we think of ourselves as physical, but the more that you go deep into our physicality, the more that we experience that we are not physical, that there is more empty space in us than there is physical matter, that there is more energy in us than there is physical matter, that we are made of more light than we are physical matter. It's an illusion that we are even physical. So, how do we keep ourselves in such a limited perception of who we are and what we can do when we're not even physical? That is a very exciting journey of awakening for me. And it's something that I have worked very hard. That's not the way I want to put it. It is something that I have had the pleasure of doing for the last maybe 10 or more years of my life, to actually undo all of these perceptions I had of myself, that I was such a limited person, that had a limited brain, that was just shy and didn't want to connect with others, that didn't want to be seen, that didn't want to do so many things because she was just so afraid of not being loved, not being accepted, not being understood. When you're the black sheep in your family, so to speak, when you're the one who's different from everyone in your family, you kind of have to fight for who you are. You kind of have to dig your heels in, or you get swept under the rug a little bit. There is just this essence of life that lives within you that is just aching to be expressed. And the more that you have this boxed in perception of who you are, the less this essence is able to be expressed. The more limitation, the more constriction that you're holding in your body, the less this energy is able to move and to flow and to be and to open you up to everything that you are. As I have journeyed into emptying myself and emptying the perceptions of who I think I am, and even what this life really is, the more that I have just been blown away by the amount of love, the amount of energy, the amount of vitality, the amount of support that is available to you beyond your 3D perception of this life. Just tune into that essence within you that wants to be expressed. I like to call it your soul frequency, that there is a frequency that you hold as your soul, as the particular fractal of the all that you are, the individuation of the all that you were created to be in order to experience what life is through a different lens. And if you tune into your heart and if you tune into the core of who you are, there is a frequency, there is an energy that emits from the very core of you that is the truest essence of who you are. And when you tap into that essence, you can finally begin to actually experience who and what you are. That this core light, that this soul frequency is something that is entirely infinite, truly, truly, truly infinite. That it is purity, that it is vitality, that it is unconditional love. And it is the truth of who you are. So, what is possible when the truth, the actual truth of who you are, is infinite, is unconditional love, and just wants to be expressed? How can we change the way that we live our lives to tune into that more than any other external voice, any other external perception, any other external mirror? It is trying to tell you anything different. The more time you spend with that core essence, ooh, the more life becomes this absolutely stunningly gorgeous experience. And it just is so infinite, that it is just so beautiful, that it is just life force, that that essence of energy, that essence of vitality, it is there all the time. It is just burning bright. It is just waiting to be expressed if you would let go of this limitation that you're keeping yourself in, whatever that may be. And it's not something that changes overnight. I'm not saying that. I have worked on this for the last 10 years of my life, a whole decade. So, just to give you some context there, that this isn't something that happened overnight or even within the last couple of years. This has been step by step something that has been unraveled and undone over the last 10 years. But it doesn't have to take you that long. The more that we collectively expand our consciousness, the easier it is to perceive that light and that essence and that soul frequency within us. And the more we give time to revealing that essence, that soul frequency, the more that we become aligned with it, the more that our whole field of energy becomes it. And that is when magic begins to unfold, because you are aligning with the true essence of who you are, and you are aligning with the full potential of what you are and who you can become by simply stepping into this vitality, by stepping into this essence and following how it wants to be expressed, by what you are excited about, by what lights you up, by what just blows your mind, just makes you want to talk about something forever, or, you know, makes you want to go do things in the world. Whatever wants to be moved through you, that will reveal itself when you tune into that core essence. And that's the first step of undoing and unraveling from the full concept of who you think you are. Once you know that you are this vitality, you are this energy, you are this frequency, you begin to ungrip and unclench from these limited perceptions you have of yourself. If this is your total truth, then the other limitations you've kept yourself in can begin to come to light, or you can begin to see that that doesn't make sense. That if the truth of me is that I am this essence, and this essence feels beautiful, this essence feels whole, this essence feels like total life force, why do I think that I am incapable of doing the things that I desire to do? Why do I think that I am incapable of giving it all and giving it a shot and doing that thing I've been scared to do? Just because you've been a certain way in your life does not mean that that is who you are. You can change that in an instant. You can make a new choice and reveal a whole new path for yourself. Life is this ever unfolding experience. It just keeps revealing deeper and deeper layers the more that you are open to unraveling it, unfolding within it, blossoming through it. It just wants to move, it just wants to be birthed, it just wants to be expressed. I'm sure that you have done a lot of work already to undo who you thought you were. And maybe this was just the little nugget you needed to go even deeper. I don't think changing your thoughts is a new thing for you. I don't think you were fully under the grasp of that limitation. You've questioned it before. And what's coming through me to be spoken to you is that it's time to go deeper, that you are safe to go deeper, that you are safe to open up, that you are safe to find out that you are held in every moment, that you are safe to find out that you are supported every step of the way, that you are safe to unravel into the totality of the love that is always here for you because it is the love that you are. And in that space, your heart is capable of expanding beyond your perception. And when your heart is open, your field of energy bursts far and wide. That expansion is most gorgeous. And when you lean in and allow yourself to anchor in that expansion, it becomes gravitational. And that anchored life force, that anchored openness, that anchored expansion starts to spiral and bring to you the most beautiful unfolding of life. And you are anchoring in more of your truth. You are anchoring in the expression of your highest truth, of your higher self, of your oversoul, of your infiniteness. And you are just this beacon of light, this beacon of love, this beacon of wholeness. And that is satisfaction. That is satiation. That is peace. That is stillness. That is contentment. That is calm. That is gratitude. That is stability. That is totality. And if you ask me, that is what life is about. And from that place, you get to remember that you are in a world that is a playground, that is so beautiful, that is so magical, and that you are the creator of it. Step deeper into that place within you that is the core of your essence. That is where you meet the source of it all. And if your soul frequency, your core essence is something that you have not considered before or have not journeyed into before, I'll leave a link below to my ready to go program, Vibrate Higher. I call it On Demand, where you will be guided through a 30-day journey to the essence within you, to learn what it feels like to hold and to walk as your soul frequency. You will be given a meditation you listen to every day for 30 days, where you are given a message in your inbox every day that takes you deeper on the journey within into this concept of your soul frequency and how it will shift and change your life. I'll leave a link below to connect you with this program if it's calling you, if this idea of soul frequency is sparking a creative energy in your core, is bringing life to your heart. And I welcome you into that journey with Vibrate Higher. Let's step deeper into openness, into exploration, into grace, into curiosity. Let's let ourselves ground into this beautiful expansion that will help keep the fear disentangled from us, to ground us into the coherent wholeness that is already present within us. Beloved, you are capable. You are consciousness. You are love. You are loved. You are whole. You are magnificent. Let that anchor into the core of you where it already exists, and let it emanate from that core to restructure, reconfigure the energy in your body and in your field, to hold that so steadily, so coherently, that it roots itself in and resonates from this moment forward. This is just the beginning. I am sending you so much love. I'll see you in the next episode.
Hello, lovely listeners. Thank you so much for giving your time and energy to this episode of A Little Corner of Consciousness. Now that you have received this transmission, give yourself time to ground it in. Allow it to land in your body and to move through your body. Let the energy move through your centers to your root and down into the earth. Bring it all the way down into the center of the earth, and let the transmission become grounded, rooted, and embodied. And if you enjoyed this episode, please share. Please leave a review. Please download, follow the show. Help me to reach more individuals. And if you'd like to learn more about my work, visit stephanieablett.com. I'm sending you so much love. Until next time.